Hi all, this video is a bit different from usual. It's all about Henry's birthday. Henry had a really big birthday yesterday and I've been planning a big surprise for him. It was a birthday with a 0 on the end and you always have to mark them, don't you, even though he didn't really want to celebrate it. Anyway, I had to first of all organise a campsite for all our friends to come to where we could moor outside, and it had to be within reasonable driving distance of Brighton. So I found Wigram's campsite, which is at Napton. So we came up there a few days ago, and I've been organising this for months. The whole trip has been around getting back to this spot for this date. With canals closing around us, it's been a nightmare. Anyway, they're all there now and we are driving down to it. Yesterday was his actual birthday and we moored down near the Folly pub, which is great. Sorry, we're driving so the sun keeps moving around. Anyway, we went into Napton on the Hill to the village stores for breakfast, which was great. And then last night, coincidentally, there was a pop-up supper club at the cidery, and we went to that and ended up sitting next to two people who were also at the campsite last night. So that was fabulous. It's such a nice area around here. We're going to be down at Wigram's in about 10 minutes, and he has got no idea that everybody's going to be there. So they're going to be standing on the bridge waiting for us to come in, so it should be fun. But before any of that could happen, we had to get from Welford down to Napton, and so we went through Yelvertoft to visit Alex at Squisito, who had got me in some provisions and a weekend newspaper. He's such an obliging man. Anyway, while I was there, we topped up our cupboards and he made me some sausages. He has these really interesting notices in his shop to point out how important the local village store is.
Right, how many did you say?
A dozen? So what's in there? Pork, herb, and did I see you put some wine in?
Yeah. Called Brixworth. Named after a customer for Brixworth. Nothing to do with the Brixworth pattern.
We've just spotted some big mushrooms growing in the bank. And of course there's nowhere to stop. So I'm trying to let Henry off at the front and he's going to run back and see if he can get them. They look like boletus. Ooh. Hold on. Ooh, he's got a handful of something. Wow, what a haul. They look. Yeah, we shall slice them and dry them, and they'll be fantastic for soups and stocks in the winter. And spotted some more, different variety this time. They might be death caps or they might be wood mushrooms, difficult to tell from the boat. Oh, it looks like he's uncertain because he's only picked 2 of them. Xanthodermus, oh, they're not edible then. Chuck them under the hedgerow to grow a... Well, they are poisonous, yes. Yeah, these look like field mushrooms, but as soon as you cut them, they turn yellow. They're called yellow staining Xanthodermus, and they're not good for you. Oh, just cycling into Napton to go and have a look at the campsite everyone's coming up to, and one of the hire boats is off floating by itself on the offside. So I've rung Kate Boats and they're going to try to find the owners. I think they only tied it with their centre line, which is now floating in the canal. It looks like another boat is coming to the rescue, so we might be able to get it in and tie it up. Well, between me and the boat, we managed to pull it into the side and tie it up bow and stern. It had just been on its centre line. And so hopefully when they come back, they won't have to go across the canal to rescue it. Meanwhile, this is the campsite that everybody's coming up to. Lots of space, it looks great. Well, the recent rain has brought up lots of mushrooms everywhere. And with this sort, the first thing you've got to do is check and see the colour of the gills. Brown underneath, that's good. Second thing you've got to do is check what happens when you snap it. And you want it to stay white like that. And then that is a field or wood mushroom, very edible. If it turns yellow, it's a xanthodermus. They look very similar until you break them, and that isn't good to eat. It'll give you a stomach upset. So these are fine, they've got no worm in them. They'll be just right for tea. Got a nice handle there. But the other thing I must say is don't rely on anything I say. Please do your own research, because poisonous mushrooms are very poisonous. And I've been picking mushrooms for many years, so I know what I'm looking for, but please don't you do that if you don't know. Well, this was the boat that I rescued yesterday, and I actually met the people on it, and they'd had an accident the night before, and she ended up in A&E all night. And they weren't told about mooring up on bow and stern lines, so they just did the best they could, and unfortunately that's why it came adrift. And they've had to go home now, so the boat's waiting to be picked up. The most bonkers pub so far, but then it is called the Folly. Have a look inside. And I'd got Henry in the boat manoeuvred down to Napton on the Hill for the day before his birthday. So we came to the Folly in the evening, and the next day we were going to spend the day doing some nice things before everybody came. Not that he knew that, of course. In this pub, even the loos are spectacular. So, on his birthday, we had breakfast in a box at the village stores in Napton. And then in the middle of the day, Daedalus and Ken and Kate had caught up with us. And he spent a happy couple of hours showing Ken how to splice his ropes. We couldn't have thought of a better thing to do for his birthday, right up his street.
Goes through there.
No, you don't need to tighten it at the moment.
Then I'll turn it again. Something's got to go through there.
Yeah.
This one nearest to it.
Yeah, see, look at this, working solo.
Sucking away.
You soon know, because you think, oh, that's not right, so then you just pull it back and look where you went wrong.
A bit like knitting. I tried knitting.
Right, so just roll it a bit, makes it all nice and tight and tidy.
And in the evening, up we went to the Napton Cidery, where they have a pop-up supper club every Thursday evening at a very reasonable £17. And a great evening was had by all. And so we're back to the beginning. Down we come from the Folly, and we're just about to get to Wigram's, where unbeknownst to Henry, they're all going to be waiting for him. And you can probably tell, after all the planning I've been doing, I'm beside myself with excitement at this point. There's quite a crowd up there, isn't there?
Thank you.
Stopping.
You know about this.
Oh, look.
Oh, we can know what I mean.
Jump up now. Yeah, go on, you say it.
Not too soon.
Right, they're about almost in front of us.
Wait until they come.
There they are. Okay. He's not looking. No, it's a good. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Henry.
Happy birthday to you. See you next week.
Well, sadly, the party is over and our friends have all gone home. We're following. They took about 3 hours to get home and we'll take about 6 weeks or so. We've had a day off in between to recover, but we're still a bit fragile today. And at the moment we're in Braunston Tunnel, where we've just been hit very hard by a beer drinking group of friends that have just gone through on a boat. Never mind, it happens. So there's no more arranging for me to do. Wigram's is a fantastic campsite. There's holiday cottages there as well, so if you ever fancy a nice holiday in the Midlands, Braunston isn't very far away, Knapton on the Hill isn't very far away. It's a really good site, so I highly recommend it. And we are just working our way through locks and tunnels and locks today, ready to turn south. So hopefully I've got enough to get a video together. It's all a bit of a blur, but I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.